Okay, 2021, The Rising. See how this one goes. I wonder how she's been doing since Storm of Blood's 24 man. And that too. Mm-hmm. I don't mind her. I like her. Okay, I'm making sure she's still talking about the quicksand. I don't know, my one friend actually sees it. I'm on way D. The many lilies, there's a reference to them. Like memories, I think. Hmm. Origin. Ooh. Just a heads up, there might be a chance I might get disconnected. Right now I'm under a storm issue. If you haven't heard any noise in the background, it's probably the rain. Ah, yes. What do you got for me? Oh, he still remembers me. That's fucking hilarious. Dangerous is right. Okay. Oh, he's this. Yeah. Really? Curious, said Mr. Yoshi P. Oh, wait. Spoiler. You know what's really funny? With the whole Blizzard debacle that's recently happening, and they're getting rid of, some of their ex-employees, are under the whole controversy. It's funny how Yoshi P actually is him, but the thing is what's hilarious is that he's named as the Wandering Minstrel. So he's not immortalizing himself permanently as what he is. It's just a persona of him. So, if for some reason there was controversy with Yoshi P in the future of some weird catastrophe of whatever, this is kind of covered already. Just granted, it is his persona. I just kind of find it funny. The jig's up, buddy. I like her eyes. Man, the winds are really ripping up. just noticed my earrings. Of course, I can't get any closer, but... Oh. Huh. It's interesting, the crypt workers. Alrighty. Oh, we're playing this? I got Fabry! Come and get him! All that shouting for one person. Oh, it's that one guy. Oh, what the hell was that event? Godberg? Oh. I was gonna say Pippin, but no, that can't be Pippin. No, he has hair. Oh, Mimi Moo. That's what I'm saying. Newman and Lilies is like a remembrance or something like that. Well, I do have the Lure of the Fetch title. Don't give me that F word. And also, she poisoned Tataru. I mean... I feel like this episode of The Rising is a little more thorough. It doesn't feel that short this time around. Now we're at the finale. Okay. Now for my long cut for Yoshi P. I really like her eyes. And he's gonna strum. Ah, damn, there's echo. I got glasses. You can't blind me this time. Moon! Okay, so I ain't getting blinded. Oh! You cheeky bastard. You went Paladin. Then again, I should have known. And oh my god, that armor is freaking amazing looking. This is actually really touching here. I've been around since 2015 September. I've been playing this. I was around like a few months after Heaven's Ward was released. Dude, that Paladin armor is freaking amazing. Too bad it's gonna be a Paladin, not tank. Is that Tone from the Heavens he's trying to play? Just with a harp? Hear, think, feel. I'm gonna use a fireworks symbol this time. The Great Eight. Yeah. Mayflower County treated pills, the naming of lilies, experiment potpourri. Raise the sense of tranquility even the most troubled souls. Oh, that's pretty nice. And fashion accessories. Yeah. Like I said, I started this game around 2015 on September. And the only reason I know that because, well, one, it was in September, I remember that, but I couldn't remember the year until I look at the patch notes in this game, because the lodestone, or the client side, showed like patch notes, and I guess they updated recently and it showed all the previous patch notes. It even showed the dates when they were announced. And I remember certain pictures, like when I loaded up the client loader at the time for the PS4. I remember seeing the portrait of Diabolos at one point, but I also saw Ferroceros hard mode, which I didn't know anything about Ferroceros at the time because I was still brand new. But there was one picture I saw in the patch notes, and that was when Heaven's Ward 3.0 came out. That was the day of the expansion, or the time the expansion came out. And I remember seeing two dragons side by side, and that was Nidhogg and Housefather. So I was like, wow. And then I look at the patch notes, it was like around July the game came out. So it was a few months, and 3.1 came out around November or something like that. And that's when I saw Ferroceros and seen Diabolos for the 24-man. Of course, at that time, when I got to that era, I think I just got into Heaven's War content, personally. But I wasn't at the end game yet. But sure as hell, I remember I was fighting Sephiroth, because he was my legitimate first extreme fight that actually I had to put some effort into it. It's like, don't get me wrong, I did extreme fights with, Unsync for the original Realm Reborn, but they were still hard, but eventually I got my mount, well, some of my mounts at the time, until later on I just solo when we got to Stormblood, but so seeing all this shit, it's like, wow, it's been that long. And honestly, comparing to EverQuest, because I used to play EverQuest a long time ago, and World of Warcraft, and I got this game, it's like, of all the MMORPGs, I never really quit. Because I was playing EverQuest, I think was when the... what the hell was it called? Valius. I think the second expansion of EverQuest came out, and that's when I was in the game. Of course, I didn't know anything about Valius in that time era, because people were talking about it. It's like, oh yeah, if you went to Valius, I was like, what's Valius? It's like, oh, this is a new expansion. I'm like, what's an expansion? And I slowly upgraded. I went to Ruins of Konark, and then I went to Valius when I got up to appropriate levels, because I think at the time it was like 35. And people were like, oh yeah, this is really good XP, and yeah, so I died a lot of times trying to get to certain XP zones. And trust me, it's not a fun time in that game. Corpse runs were a horrible thing. But, yeah, I played that until World of Warcraft came out. And I quit EverQuest for that time being, and then I think I kept on playing it until I got to the Wrath of the Lich King with the last content when we were getting to the battle. We had to fight Arthas. And I never got into a raid group, obviously, because I was not. I did have a raid group, but we were during the Burning Crusade times, and I was fighting Hail Thalos and Lady Vosh and Mount Hyjal. But guild drama happened, shit hit the fan, and then the game pretty much ended there for me. But, kind of think about it, I think I did slightly quit World of Warcraft after the guild drama shit happened, actually, to tell you the truth. And then I came back to the Lich King expansion. So I think I was back to EverQuest for like maybe a year or two or something like that, and then went back to the Lich King era, and I was with my high school friends playing it for a while until we just got tired of it. I think. Sorry. But then I went back to that. Then I played Cataclysm, I think it was. And I remember just playing for like an hour, getting into the storyline for that, and I was like, what the hell is this shit? Because I remember, like, you got a short cutscene, you're like, oh yeah, we're going to this so-so island or something like that, and then for some reason you got ambushed by the Naga, and you're now underwater, and you're pretty much trying to survive underwater now. And after that, I'm like, what the hell is this crap? Oh yeah, we need to collect 9 of these so-so things so we can survive out here. And I kept on drowning because I couldn't find air bubbles or whatever, and I was like, this is stupid. I'm not playing this. And then I went back to EverQuest again. I never went back to World of Warcraft since, and I kept on, time to time, playing EverQuest. I did have down periods, I think. And then 2015, my one friend I talked to, he's like, oh yeah, you should try this out. I was like, wait, is this the Final Fantasy 14 that failed I heard about, like, a long time ago? He's like, oh yeah, but it got better. It's like, it's really good. I'm like, what? It's like, they got a free trial, it's 14 days, you can try it out. I'm like, oh, fine, I'll give it a try. It's like, oh, it's like, it's PC? He's like, no, it's PS4. I'm like, MMORPG that's on PS4? Okay, you got me intrigued. How does that work? And now, seeing how, I got my triggers and shit, it works nice. Trust me, at first I was like, okay, I have MMORPG skills of my time. I'll use mouse and keyboard. No. Some reason, controller fit better for me. I don't know why. It was weird. I'm like, I don't understand how mouse and keyboard just did not exist for me in this game. But controller does so well for me. But I guess there's just certain playstyles I do. But after that, I got in. My 14-day trial pretty much ended. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll buy the game. And of course, I bought it separately at the time because I bought Realm Reborn. So I upgraded from the trial to Realm Reborn. I'm hearing fire trucks. Oh, that ain't good. Either someone's place is flooded or someone had pole, which honestly I should be losing power if that was the case. But yeah, that's pretty bad. Hey, back to my story. Yeah, then I got the trial, the base game, and then when I got to the point I was at the end of Realm Reborn, then I upgraded the Heaven's Ward, and that's when I saw the patch error says like, oh, the Apollo is 24-man raid, and I was like, wait, why does that monster look familiar for some reason? Because I remember doing the dungeon for that content at the time that actually introduced Diabolos, especially, Fornod, which kind of gave a little nod to Kafka. I was like, oh my god, it's Kafka. And it's like, no, it isn't. But now, yeah. So, yeah, there's my Rising story, pretty much. It's amazing. I've been playing this game for 6 years straight. The only time I ever actually literally did not come onto this game was, well, 2 times I should say. My PS4 died. My first time was my hard drive died, and I couldn't get on for like a month and a half because you know how Sony is, takes forever to get your shit. And I think the second time was not the hard drive. I think it was my power supply on it. I couldn't do anything. So I was out for another month and a half on that one, which ironically, how is every September? I don't understand that. Go figure. And of course, what pissed me off is that the Yokai Watch, when the first time the hard drive failed, came out, and I was doing it, and I got like a few of the weapons done, and it crashed. It broke. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. And then it came back, did it come back the second time? No, I don't think so. No. I can't remember if the... I'm trying to think if the Yokai came out 3 times so far in this era. But I feel like there was a second time I was going to do it and I missed out because my system worked. But, yeah. And there was a time I actually was out for maybe a month or 2. During, what was a Little Ladies Day era. I missed a event for it. And I think I just got bored for some reason. Like, I've been playing straight. I can't remember what era I was in that time. I feel like I want to say Stormblood. I think I just got, like, burned out or something. But, yeah, I was out for, like, maybe a month and a half or something like that, or 2. And I was kind of burned out, and I came back, and I was like, okay, now I'm on. It's game time. Yeah, let's see. What the hell is my / playtime? Yeah, that's how many days I've been playing this game. 398 days, 12 hours, and 26 minutes. That's how long this count's been running. And don't get me wrong, I think my EverQuest days, I think I was clocking around 600 days. Because, you know, the days of raiding was hardcore. The Temple of Vashtin, Plane of Fear, the old Plains of Power days expansion bosses. You be there for freaking 6 to 16 hours fighting a freaking raid. And trust me, I was in the Temple of Vashtin as a cleric, healing my main tank, and doing the freaking 10-second count to do C heals. And you're standing there with a rotation with 7 other clerics, keeping that rotation going, and hopefully your main tank does not drop dead. And I was there for 16 hours. Clearing trash. Getting to the major bosses. Trust me. It gets crazy. That was the days. I kind of wish I want to go back to EverQuest, see what's going on these days. Hopefully my character's still alive, somehow. I better hope she's still alive. I have freaking like 15,000 alternate advancement points, which she's ridiculous. And yeah, this is a female. I have a cleric because D&D. I always think healers are the female characters, you know? But God, so much memories. Fireworks are lovely at this time of year. Yeah. Curious if she's still alive in the EverQuest servers. I used to be on Vazale's server, but then I went to Mainland Starpire or something like that because there was a server merge. And like I said, I'll be damn surprised if she's still alive, along with my Necromancer. Yeah, irony. A Cleric and a Necromancer are my two main classes I played in that game. Granted, I do have other ones, like, you know, Enchanter, a Warrior. I think he was technically like my third class, really. And he was a Frollock, too. But no, my Necromancer and my Cleric are pretty much my heavy ones. Granted, my Cleric is the most, you know, time spent into it because, you know, 50,000 enhancement points. My Necromancer, I think I was like a shy of maybe 7,000 or something like that. He doesn't have all his good stuff. And trust me, if I did, he'd be insane. But the only two differences is that my Cleric was more raid oriented because, you know, I was one of the best freaking Clerics in my server, technically. Not one of the best guilds, but I was one of the best fucking Clerics on the server. And people recognize me for that. It's like, hey, wait, you're the Cleric who tanked the dragon. Yep. And you kept threat. Yep. You're insane. Because I was the first Cleric who actually was a battle Cleric. Everyone was all, oh, Cleric, just sit on your horse and heal. No, bitch. I'm gonna nuke. I'm gonna melee it with my freaking Wrath Hammer. I'm gonna whoop its ass, and I'm gonna kill your asses to death. Oh yeah, we have undead. It dies instantly. And trust me, us Clerics were ridiculous when it comes to undead. And the raiding guild I was in, I joined up. She was like, oh yeah, you just sit there and, you know, you're heal. I'm like, we're not gonna DPS? It's like, no. You waste your mana. I'm like, my evocation is my secondary specialization. But granted, alteration is my main, but evocation is my secondary. It's like, you guys don't damage? It's like, no, we waste too much mana for that. I'm like, okay. So I did a few raids, and one thing I had in common that's hilarious. Because usually us Clerics, what we do, if we're able to get on mounts, because we regenerate MP over time, because it's considered as sitting, we regenerate our MP over time. Now, and we get an item from the Magician class, which gives us a rod that sacrifices our hit points for getting MP back. Only 3 charges, or 5, depending. I think there was like a greater version or something like that, but they had to get that spell. And we get that. And it has a cooldown like 3 bits or something like that. And also our mana regeneration from various items, from our gear, you know. So, long story short, we get a call every time. It's like, okay, what's the MP check on the healers? 20. I'm I'm at 30. I'm at 10. Still, I'm at 80. How are you at 80? I don't know. Why you guys are less than 30% on your MP? Or are you healing? What does the freaking, you know, the DPS, whatever, the mods we had. Yeah, you're over healing and you're healing more than everyone else. How are you at 80 MP? I know how to micromanage my MP. And oh, by the way, what's the damage counter? Why are you on the DPS charts? Granted, I'm not the highest because, you know, you got the wizards and magicians and rogues and other crap, but I'm on the chart saying I'm doing damage. So people were like, wait, what the fuck is going on? How is she damaging it? Doing spells, attack, and healing. And granted, you're healing and you're overhealing, which you're top number 1. And you're over 80% MP. So sometimes they ask me like, "What do you have in your spell list?" I'm like, "Oh, I have Yelp, you know, X whatever the hell Yelp at the time that's highest." Because what Yelp does is makes us go battle mode in our clears. So our strength goes up. We have haste. We increase our chances of proccing our hammer that we summon, which is a ridiculous amount of damage. Um, Especially, I love how it procs like 5 times in 2 seconds. Oh God, it's so amazing. Point being, and also the biggest of all, it gives us mana regeneration. So when I said I have Yelp, my cleric lead's like, "Why do you have that? That's a waste of spell slot." I'm like, "Dude, that's not a waste of spell slot. It gives me MP regeneration. I'm standing up. If we're in an encounter that we don't have our horses, I'm gonna pop that sucker every time it's refreshing. I'm getting my MP back. I get like about 7% of my MP back because of that thing. And 7% is a pretty good chunk, because that's probably about 3,000 MP right there. We generated. Because at one point I think our freaking MP was like hitting like 56,000, and I was hitting like 96,000 hit points. It was retarded. I'm like, God damn it. But then the answer is like, well, what's your other spell slots here? I'm like, well, say I have my target heal damage spell. So what that spell does is I heal my target, but its target will does damage. So I'm healing for like 20,000 hit points, but I'm also doing like 9,000 damage to whatever it's targeting. And they were like, well, that's a lot of MP. I'm like, because it takes like 2,500 MP or something like that. It was pretty high, but it does its job. The only downside, it has a cooldown, because it's like, oh, you cast it, okay, you heal good. It's really short casting time, which is really good, an emergency sake. But since you're also adding more threat because you're healing and you did damage, so you kind of get double threat on you. But if your tank does its job, it's not a freaking problem. Yeah, so I was doing that. I'm passing this thing out. Mind you, evocation is my second specialization, and what specialization spells is reduces your mana costs. I don't know what the percentage is. It's noticeable. Because if you're not spec and you cast a spell, it's like, oh god, that's a chunk. Especially our healing spells. Oh my god, it's the healing spells in the later expansions gets ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, this is gonna take about 9,000 mana. I'm like, it's like, okay, that's my most heaviest of heaviest skills, and that kills me. But yeah, and I have alternate advancement abilities that actually was pretty much free abilities. Like, oh, we got poison. Okay, everyone's cured. And it's on a 2.5 minute cooldown. And I had my relic, or my epic at the time. I had, I think, my 2.0? Fully my 2.0? Yeah, I did, because, oh my god, that storyline was crazy for the clerics. So that was an amazing storyline. If anyone played EverQuest as a cleric and did the 2.0, it was an amazing storyline for it. I was like, they put so much effort into it. It was amazing. It's kind of sad, actually, really, but because it's kind of related to your relic, your epic 1.0, but it gives a backstory, and you actually journey through it personally. I was like, whoa. Whoever did this writing for this is amazing. And it's kind of frightening, too, because they put you in some places that are like, okay, is there a dragon gonna kill me because I'm in an area I don't want to be here? Especially I'm weakened. Because there was a point you were like, oh, I feel so weak, and you look at your stats and like, oh no. It's like I went from uber badass mode to like, I'm a whelp. Please, that dragon in this zone is not here because I'm gonna die. But, yeah, I just do some crazy shit in that game. It was so bad that I remember, what was it, Plane of Filth or Garbage or whatever the hell it was, and we had to fight these pig people. And obviously they have necromancers. Well, what does clerics do against necromancers? We destroy their undead. So, after I learned how the boss fight works, because we had to tank the main queen, and she has her court guard, pretty much. There were like 2 necromancers, like a 2 paladin type class things, 2 shadow knights. It was crazy. There was like almost every fucking class that we play as in the game, and she has an army of her guards like that. It's like, oh gods. It's like you got pet users, you got freaking crowd control users. Like raid versus a raid. It's kind of scary. But when the necromancers come out breaking out their shit, we're like, oh shit, we're getting overwhelmed. So what's hilarious is that I was leveled up Turn Undead. And Turn Undead in the past was shit, because all it was an area effect around you, and does a damage over time, which was total shit. And worst of all, it was fear. Okay, great, D&D, that's how it works. But in the EverQuest world of using that skill, it was bad, because a monster gets feared. You know what happens when a feared monster is next to another monster? Hey, my buddy's running in terror. Who did that? Oh, fuck me. Trust me, Laura Cook, not a good time. So they changed it to a single target, massive damage over time, lasts for 30 seconds. Well, the alternate advancement at the time, I think I was doing about potentially up to 1 million damage. And when I say potentially, it can crit. Yeah. And I was putting enough alternate advancement points that actually I gave my dots to Undead has the potential chance to crit. I think I had like a 20% chance it could crit. And that's not even including whatever base armor shit, whatever I had that could potentially enhance it more. So, when a dot of that caliber does 250,000 damage, and it doubles, it's gonna hurt. And oh, by the way, the dots in that game was doing, every 6 seconds, it does a tick. That's how the ticks in that game works. So, it was doing 5 ticks. So, 5 ticks, yeah. I might be doing like about at least 1 million damage to like close to 2 million damage. It's ridiculous. Very ridiculous. And then there was a triple whammy dammy ability that I can smite undead. Smite undead. Okay, does damage. Now, if I wham it with the other 2 abilities, oh, your next spell, which even though it's an ability, that's the funny part. It was considered as an ability, but some reason it's considered as a spell. I don't know if they fixed that later in the game, right? Currently today, but your next spell is now enhanced damage. Doesn't say how much. I don't know what it's the percentage based on that. I always say I max that skill out. The AA out. Then there's the next one is your next ability, next skill or spell, whatever is how it's worded, it's automatically critted. So I have Smite Undead. Does quite a bit of damage on its own, and it's gonna be auto critted, and it's enhanced damage. Hey, look, there's a lumbering dead. I did 2 million damage instantly. I remember someone in our TeamSpeak, I think that's what we were using for voice chat before Discord became a thing. Someone called out, I was like, oh, Necromancer's out, they're summoning, and wait, what happened to my target? Meanwhile, I'm giggling nonstop, like, oh my god! They're like, where'd my target go? I'm like, of course, the second one comes up. Okay, this is where the kicker gets me. Because, okay, if I'm doing 1 million to 2 million damage, obviously the target's going to look at me and like, you die. So what happened is, I killed the one big guy. They were like, where the hell that goes? I target the next one that gets summoned. I turn undead it, and I instant invulnerable. So, in that game, us clerics have the ability to invulnerable ourselves. Only downside, we can't cast a spell, and we can't attack, but they can't damage us. No matter what the fuck they do to us. Unless it's death touch. Then, well, we're screwed. Because death touch is death touch. It's like, you died! Oh, I'm dead. And also we lose aggro for the duration. So, that thing will come up, pissed off, and he looks at me and charging at me. I'm like, yeah, I'm casting out my invulnerable. So I got 10 seconds of being invulnerable, and I'm seeing this thing drop 20% hit points, drop 20% hit points, drop 26. I'm like, yep, this thing's dead. And then they were like, what the fuck happened to that guy? He got no. I'm like, great job, mages. I'm like, that's not the mages. Oh, those good times. Good fucking times. I love it. So much damage. Wizards get so fucking jealous. Paladins got fucking jealous of me because I thought I was like, it's like, watch this. There was a pack of 3 mobs and I law one of them and I instantly kill one to undead. And then the one pulls on to me and he's like tanking it and I'm like, wait, what the hell happened to that guy? I'm like, I did 2 million damage, he died. Wait, what? I did 2 million damage. I killed it. How are you as a cleric killing that? I thought us paladins are supposed to be undead slayers. Well, guess what? I guess we got replaced. Yeah, this is that paladin quit the game. That's when my ego actually was a bad thing. Oh, what the hell? What is my friends telling me right now? Oh. My friend's talking about the Venom movie, apparently PG-13, which sucks. But whatever. But yeah, I'll continue on with the story. Yeah, so, yeah. I remember there was a progression we had to do. We had to do a 6-man group, and we had to get our key access, because EverQuest was weird. It's like, you have to... If you want to raid a certain content, you have to do a group content first to access the key to get to said raid content. It was freaking dumb. I really hated that system, but whatever. There's no like, oh, let's go in and raid. No, you have to be either solo or normal 6-man party or whatever that actually can beat the content, and then you're able to do the raid. But actually, I think World of Warcraft did the same thing when Burning Crusade, when we did the Caverns of Time. I think they did something like that too. I think that's how we got Mount Hyjal. Yeah, so there was one thing. We had to go fight this one undead Lord Commander or something. I can't remember what the storyline behind it, because I was pretty much shooting hard in to try to get in the raid because they needed me in there. And it was undead. I was like, wait, I wonder what happened if I could do this. Yeah, bad idea. Because what happened, I didn't know there was phases for this guy. Because he's like, oh, he hits 80%. Okay, so mobs pops out. Okay, we have to kill those mobs. Then at like 60%, he goes down and he summons as something else. And then he goes 40%, he gets enhanced and whatever bullshit. And more mobs come out, but they're much more tougher. And then the last 20%, he goes freaking totally balls to the wall. Well, you know me. I have those said abilities that can kick ass. I push him 3 phases through. Needless to say, my group's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, my bad. Yeah, we died. So, that was a bad time. That was a bad scene. And they were like, what the hell happened? Did we push too hard? I've never seen us did so much damage. And I'm like, you guys didn't do the damage. I was doing the damage. So, needless to say, I learned from my mistake on that. And what happened is I kind of pushed him. We get down to that 20% mark, and then I just freaking burst him down. I literally just like, just died. And then we just cleaned up the trash mobs that was follow suit after that. I didn't get a chance to see what the hell, because I think I was trying to understand what the hell he was, something like, oh, I will avenge you, or whatever, or my spirit was free, or some other bullshit. I was like, oh, I didn't get a chance to see what the hell's going on, because I had to take care of the trash mobs that we were still left over with. Because, like I said, I think at 40% he gets freaking super burst mode, and yeah, his damage output goes up through the roof, and we had to take that shit, and then 20% he just goes all out, along with his minions. But, yeah, so that was interesting. But then, after a while, our clerics started noticing, and they were like, dude, I didn't know us clerics can do this. I'm like, I told you, we can do so much more. It's like, we're limited to undead if we want to really kick some ass. But when we do, it makes a lot of difference. And what's more hilarious is that the guild I was in, my cleric lead, so quote, she only had like less than 4,000 alternate advancement points. Meanwhile, at that time, I think I was breaching around like 10k. And I was just grinding AAs like crazy. I was like, I went like 100% because there was like